Lamar Jackson says there is a 100% chance that he is starting this Sunday versus Pittsburgh, and he also debunks all the noise and recent reports of him not wanting to be in Baltimore. We'll go over both the Ravens and Steelers Thursday injury reports. DeAndre Hopkins returned to practice today. He also said that he has another year of football in him. Aaron Rodgers speaks on how much he has left and how this could be his last game ever in the NFL. We also hear from Todd Monken on the Derrick Henry usage and Zach Orr on the recent secondary struggles, all that and more in today's episode of the Flock Rundown.
Ravens Flock. The Flock Rundown is the place to be.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.
What's up, Ravens fans? My name is Ryan, and welcome back to another episode of the Flock Rundown. Happy New Year to everybody. It's 2026. Just praying this year is amazing for all of you guys and our Ravens who are gearing up to go on a run, but they have to handle the Pittsburgh Steelers this Sunday night. And Lamar Jackson confirmed today when he spoke to the media that he is 100% starting this Sunday versus Pittsburgh.
If you're going to be starting Sunday in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, man. I'm gonna be out there.
There's been a ton of noise surrounding Lamar Jackson and the Ravens recently, starting with some local Baltimore media and then going completely mainstream. And now there's this floating narrative and a ton of drastic varying opinions of whether Lamar wants to be in Baltimore, whether he's fed up with the Ravens, and whether the Ravens want him because he's falling asleep in meetings and playing video games, all that nonsense. Lamar finally addresses it today when he was asked and cleared the air.
I always want to play football, but I felt like my brother he can put a win off for us because I wouldn't be able to do anything. I was really hurt. Like, I don't know why I got to get questioned about, or I hear things about, I don't know if he really, like, I never quit on my team before, so I never quit anything, to be honest with y'all. So I don't know where that noise came from, but like, I already know my brother he gonna pull it off if I couldn't get it done, So.
Does it surprise you that, like you just mentioned, the talk that comes up when you do get hurt, how people react? It seems like they're not as quick to believe that you're as hurt as you say you are.
I mean, someone probably think I'm a robot, but I'm a human being too, but unfortunately I couldn't, avoid that injury, what had happened. We got the win in Green Bay. I'm looking forward to play Sunday, so it is what it is.
Does that criticism add fuel to you when you get back on the field?
Nah, I just want to win. I don't really care about the criticism. It's gonna be that way, especially with how the season was going and stuff like that. When you're winning, there's no noise. But as soon as, you lose or things don't look right, all type of stuff, all type of noise come out of nowhere. So it is what it is.
Lamar, you talked about the noise. I mean, there was a column that came out that raised questions about, I guess, some of your work habits. Do you want to be here? All that kind of stuff. Do you have a response to that?
I heard I'll be playing the game at like 1 or 2 in the morning. I don't even do that during the summer, so I don't know where that come from either. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know where that come from.
Yeah, Lamar, they said that you have fallen asleep at meetings. How would you respond to that?
Do you think Harbaugh let me fall asleep at his meetings? That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm right in the front. Like, man, I don't know, man. It is what it is, though. Like I said, it's just noise.
But football. Fans do ask, like, does Lamar want to be here? Is he where he wants to be? What
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I don't even know where that come from.
Right.
Probably because, some people think they're just waiting for you to sign a contract and get something done with the team.
But we got to focus on winning right now. So contract talk can be after the season or whatever, but during the season, I'm locked in.
Shout out to the reporters for asking these questions. Shout out to Lamar for being transparent and answering it. We just need to clear the air, you know what I mean? All this national media buzz, when you don't have an agent and you're also not speaking up, it just keeps floating. The buzz keeps floating. And I guess it's great for engagement, but it is bad for pressure and relationships potentially. I guess if you block out all the noise, it doesn't affect anything, but the noise definitely creeps in. There's no way he doesn't hear about it, and you just never know what kind of weird severing that does with relationships when nobody's really speaking up about it. And I'm sure they're speaking behind closed doors, but it's just nice to have Lamar himself come out publicly and be like, no, I want to be in Baltimore. I don't know where all this is coming from. You think Harbaugh would let anybody fall asleep in a meeting? Like, I'm not even playing playing the game that late. Everybody plays video games, not everybody, but a lot of people play video games. I don't think that's a big deal at all. It's just an overblown report from the Baltimore Sun that then took on its entire own life. And now people are questioning whether Lamar's, taking the game seriously enough and whether the Ravens should pay him or whether he wants to be in Baltimore. It's just all nonsense, man. It's all noise. And I'm so glad Lamar Jackson spoke up about this. Shout out to Lamar. He's going to be in a Raven uniform for a long time. Let's dive into today's injury report for the Ravens. The only guys absent were Rashad Bateman with an illness and then Kyle Van Noy with a quad. This is back-to-back practices that he's missed, so I'd like to see him get in a practice tomorrow in order to play, but he seemed confident that he was going to play in the Kay Adams interview, so we'll just monitor that to see what's going on with Kyle Van Noy. DeAndre Hopkins did return to practice today, and DeAndre Hopkins was also on the lounge in an episode that they dropped this morning. Great conversation. You guys should go check out that entire conversation, but in that, he said that he does have another year of football in him, and I would like that to be in Baltimore. I don't think that he's going to command a huge amount of money or a huge role. I think this is the perfect fit, man. We need that veteran presence. I love DeAndre Hopkins' skill set, his veteran leadership, the presence that he brings on this team and into the locker room, man. I would love to keep DeAndre Hopkins around for one more year. I think he is incredible wide receiver depth. And if we go on a run here, you're going to see DeAndre Hopkins, come through with some big moments. We saw that early in the season in the Buffalo game, even that Cleveland game the next week. But in that Buffalo game, which was a heater of a game, DeAndre Hopkins is coming through. He doesn't get a high volume, but when the ball's thrown his way, he usually makes a play, man. And nobody on our team has that catch radius or the hands or experience that he has. So it's definitely someone that I'm looking to make some plays down the stretch here, but also would love, if he wants to play another year, to run it back with DeAndre Hopkins next year. And speaking of some older vets, this could be Aaron Rodgers' last game. He said that he's not thinking about that right now, and I get it. Obviously, you're trying to go on a run. If you're Aaron Rodgers, you're focused on this Ravens game, and they're trying to get in the playoffs and go win a Super Bowl as well. But this could be his last year in the NFL, and if the Ravens win this game, that would mean that this is Rodgers' last game in the NFL, and he spoke on that today.
Listen, I'm thinking about this week, but obviously I'm 42 years old and I'm on a one-year deal, so you know what the situation is. Whenever the season ends, I'll be a free agent, so that'll give me a lot of options if I still want to play. A lot of options, but there'll be options. I would think maybe one or two if I decide I still want to play. But I've enjoyed this experience, and everybody in Pittsburgh has been fantastic to me on and off the field, and it's really what I was hoping for this experience was. It's been even better than I was hoping.
Jumping into the Steelers injury report, TJ Watt is limited again, so he's still not up to full. They're working him up. We'll see if he'll be able to go, but I think he is truly questionable in this one, even though Mike Tomlin's optimistic and the defensive coordinator seems to be excited to have him back, but says they don't know how much of him will be back. We'll see if he can increase to a full practice tomorrow, but back-to-back limited sessions kind of tells me that he is at least going to be on a snap count if he is playing at all. Linebacker Malik Harrison, cornerback Brandon Echols, and wide receiver Calvin Austin all limited today. The only person who missed today for Pittsburgh was cornerback James Pierre, which it looks like is for an illness. Sounds like Calvin Austin is going to be out there for the Steelers this week. He said that he is excited about the wide receiver 1 role. So the Steelers obviously don't have DK Metcalf in this matchup, but they will be getting Calvin Austin back. Totally different type of receiver, but added weapon. But I still don't see how the Ravens can't contain this Steelers offense without DK Metcalf. There are just no weapons that you should be losing consistent matchups to. Don't play deep, soft coverage. We need to be on these guys. We need to make it as difficult as possible and play a clean game. No pass interferences, nothing that's going to give them free yards. Make them earn every catch, every route. And I really just like the Ravens defense and the way they match up against this shorthanded Steelers offense. If DK was out there, I'd be way more concerned. He torched us the last time we played a few weeks ago. So I'm not trying to down Aaron Rodgers or the Steelers offense, but taking DK Metcalf off of that offense, it gets a lot harder to get a guy open, to get a guy who's going to come down with a contested catch. It's not like the Ravens don't have talent over there on the defensive side of the ball. Zach Orr spoke today to the media discussing the Ravens' recent struggles on the secondary and how they are working like crazy to get back into form.
Yeah, I think that our fundamentals and technique got to be better and more consistent. Sometimes they make plays and it's a good throw, good catch, and you live with that. But what's unacceptable is playing with bad eyes, bad fundamentals, and not giving yourself a chance. So I think we had a good meeting about it this week, and I think the guys came out being intentional about it in practice, and we know what that group is capable of doing. So nobody takes it more personal than them and us, and we've been working like crazy to get it fixed, and I'm excited to see those guys go out there and compete Sunday.
When you looked at the Green Bay game in particular, was the problem more letting Willis out of the pocket and giving him so much time for guys to get open downfield, or was it more losing the guys when he
it was a combination of both. When the coverage was good and he held on to the ball, we messed up something in the rush lanes more times than not. When the rush lanes were good and we were getting back there, coverage or fundamentals weren't good in the back end. So when we were able to put that together, we were able to do some good things against him. And he made some plays, but we feel like it was more of what we were doing than what they were doing.
Todd Monken also spoke to the media today and joked about getting Derrick Henry back in the game. He definitely acknowledged the New England game and spoke to a little bit more detail about this running back rotation.
Yeah, there were a couple of those where he kind of was tapping out, and I said, no, get him back in there. Yeah, I've been through that. Get his ass back in there. No, I mean, he's proven that throughout his career. Just by the way he takes care of himself. I mean, is his size. I mean, it's just the way it is. I mean, it's obviously we're lucky to have him. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, the way he takes care of himself. As the year goes on, he's going to continue to get stronger. As the weather, turns the way it does, you're going to need him. And at the end of games, you're going to need him.
Was there an extra, I want to say emphasis, but, obviously Keaton rotates in on occasion, but was there an emphasis from you guys, hey, we need to make sure we've got Derrick in there, a little more often, for lack of a better word?
Maybe a little bit, but I think what we fail to realize sometimes is games go that way. We've had games where we've had 38 snaps and 46 snaps and 50 snaps. And when you get in the 70s, usually that means you're having a lot of success on offense. You're having success on early downs, and you're ahead in the game. And that's going to warrant more carries for whoever the running back is. Was there an emphasis of getting him going? Sure, but also our plan of attack. Being under center, some of the formations and the personnel groupings we were in bodes a little bit, more in terms of what we were doing, for Derrick. And as the game went on and we were still running it, I mean, obviously, I don't know, how many runs did Keaton have? How many did he end up with?
9.
I don't know, 9. I mean, that's about what we try to get him, somewhere around that number. And the more you have the ball and the better you're on first down, that opens the gates to all kinds of, obviously, anything you want to do offensively.
Todd Monken also spoke about the importance of having Lamar Jackson back for a full week of practice and said that this is the closest the Ravens have been to full strength in a long time.
Well, it's been the closest we've been in a long time, where he's going to be full go all week. I mean, that's a fact. I mean, I don't even know when we maybe go all back to Miami, maybe even then, and that was a short week. That wasn't even... maybe Minnesota. I mean, it's been that long ago where, we get Lamar in a full week of practice and timing with the receivers and our communication. And you can actually see that with Tyler. I mean, it actually has benefited Tyler. I mean, what backup quarterback has gotten as many reps as he's gotten? And it's allowed him to function at a high level. That doesn't, really tell you that practice matters and the reps and your timing and your team's confidence around you. I don't know what does. So we're excited. Not like having your quarterback out there every day.
It's insane that after starting 1-5 and having this rocky of a season that the Ravens have had, that they are still in full control at this moment, and all they have to do is beat Pittsburgh Sunday night to host a playoff game in the wild card round and get in the dance. Zach Orr spoke on that feeling of having new life.
Man, it's great. It's an exciting time. At the beginning of the season, Coach Harbaugh puts up a mission statement every year at training camp, and the first thing is win the next game. And then the next thing after that is win the AFC North. And what's crazy about this week, everything we've been through the ups, through the downs, being counted out, chances are looking real slim, especially after that New England game. All we got to do is win the next game, and we win the AFC North. And so it's an exciting time. It's definitely like a new life. We had faith, but truth be told, when you don't control your own destiny, when you lose the opportunity, it's hard to see it through. And it worked out in our favor. Now we have to go maximize it and make the most of that opportunity that we have.
That's it for today, guys. Just wanted to go over all the updates. Lamar Jackson is 100% playing. There's not much better news than that. Wishing everybody a happy new year, and I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day. Let me know what you're thinking about everything. Appreciate you guys, as always, for tuning in to another episode of the Flock Rundown, and I'll let the greatest linebacker in the history of the game take us out.
Ravens Flock. The Flock Rundown is the place to be. My man Ryan has been a lifelong Ravens fan since he was born. So I'm telling you now, it's about to go down. The podcast, the Flock Rundown. Ravens, baby. Nothing gets better than waking up